So let's just get this over with. Girl, I'm gonna try and be as serious as possible. I don't consider myself a very serious person. Sometimes I may say something that is extremely funny in the midst of something that's not funny. Or, girl, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm just being me. So, first of all, only God can judge me saying that. And sometimes my filter doesn't work as well. So help me, help you, help me, help you understand that. You know what I'm saying? You're watching this at your own risk. I did not ask you to be here. I did not ask you to press play. But thank you so much for pressing play if you did. On account of the title, girl. Girl, best friend. Let's get right into this. So the last video that I left off on, first of all, my mouth is parched because this is juicy. How do I want to start this video off? In the previous video, if you are, you know, a part of my day-to-day life, a part of my uploads, Valencia's life, a best friend, then you already know what's going on, what's been going on. I'll leave some of the links to the videos in the description box below so that you can kind of catch up to speed if you want to. If not, whatever then, okay? So I really prayed about this, right? Okay. I really did pray about this and how I wanted to sit down and talk about this to you guys, because I don't want to come on here and gossip about the situation per se, you know. I just want to talk about, you know, my life experience, and hopefully it can help somebody else out. I am not the type of person that is worried about other people's opinions, and even if I am worried about other people's opinions, that doesn't stop my life from moving how it should move. Okay, I'm about that life. I'm about that life. And I've built my platform off of being authentic. You know, I had some people say in the comment section, oh, you shouldn't share, people are gonna judge, they're not gonna take the message away. Well, I don't have anything to do with that. People don't give their testimony in fear of, you know, somebody missing the message. The message ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? If you already feel like the message ain't for you, click off. If you already feel like I shouldn't share, click off. This message is not for you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. Come here, give me a hug, because I know some of y'all get real sensitive in your feelings. Come on, come on. I put on deodorant. Come on. Yeah, but girl, it's not for you. It's for somebody else who needs this, who needs either a confirmation in their life, to say, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going through the same thing. Or, you know, something in the dating world where you're like, you know what, this is something that I need to look out for. And I must say, I did see somebody on YouTube. Her name is Jordan Shy, and she is a single mother. She has a little boy. I love her. She does a whole boss babe thing. She teaches women how to do the whole YouTube, Instagram, algorithm, law of attraction, all of that. And it's so funny because she was dating a guy, long story short, not to involve anybody into my life, but long story short, she was dating a guy about a year ago, and then she found out he was married, stopped talking to him. I guess somewhere in between, he got a divorce and popped back up into her life, you know, this year. And then, you know, she came back and they broke up, and she said, it's final. This is why I'm making this video, and hopefully it can help somebody because of, you know, the things that went on in their relationship. And when I saw her video of her sitting down and saying, I want to make this video because, you know, it can help somebody else, I immediately thought about, oh my gosh. It wasn't that I was like, it hit a nerve, like the woman's spidey sense nerve, like, okay, this is something that I need to look out for in this relationship. You know what I mean? You ever watch something and you don't know why your spirit, your mind is like watching it or identifying with it when you don't even know, but it just is. It's just registering somewhere in your spirit. And then when something happens, you be like, aha. So this is one of those aha videos. So hopefully it's either a confirmation or something that helps you just, you know, not even have to go through something like that. But you can't really prevent things. You can't really prevent things if they're meant to happen, if it's a lesson to be learned. And for me, I feel like this, for me, for Valencia, was really a test. Okay, a really trifling test, okay, from the devil, okay, some low-hanging fruit. Because if you guys have been with me from, you know, the very beginning and throughout my life on the internet, you guys already know how I feel about marriage. I think it is something God-given. You know, I think that you should respect people's marriage, whether it's at the beginning, the middle, or the end. You are to respect that. And I have no respect for people who don't respect the beginning, the middle, and the end, if you understand what I'm saying. So, oh my gosh, if you're watching this, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even read the title. What is she talking about? I'm talking about me finding out that the guy that I was dating was still married, even though he lied about saying that he was married, and how you always say, oh, that could never be me, you know, that could never be me, or what I would do in the situation. And life will teach you to not judge people, number one. And as soon as you say, you put that out into the atmosphere, oh, I would never. Oh, God has surely a way of testing you to see if you would never. So be about that life when you say that you would never, which is why I always say never, and don't put your mouth on people, because you don't know how you could be tested in the situation. And boy, was I tested. So dialing back, and if you don't like me rambling, oh well, I don't care. Get some popcorn, girlfriend, because y'all, my best friends already know. Like, I'm just going to talk. We're just going to talk. This is just going to be one of those videos. So if you guys have been watching me from the beginning, then you already know, like, what's cool for me and what's not cool for me, and me ending up on the other side of the coin. Okay? Literally on the other side of the coin. Hi, how you doing? And that I was in a marriage and it ended because of infidelity, largely, mainly, solely because of infidelity. And another show that I watch is Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, and just the relationship that she and Will's first wife have made and how it's come such a long way. And what she said, and I'm going to get to my point in my video too. What she said in one of the videos was, if I had known what I know now about marriage and what it takes to keep it together, and like I said, the beginning, the middle, and the end, I would have given her a lot more respect. But you don't know until you know, baby. You know what I'm saying? You don't know until you know. That's why I feel like I handled it differently, because I've been on the other end. I've been the wife praying, you know, crying, wanting something, and someone else not respecting that part, even if it is the end. You know, when you're at somebody's deathbed, because marriage is, you know, when it ends, it is like a death. You don't say, okay, time to die now. Life is over. You don't do that. You don't walk into somebody's hospital room on their deathbed if you are even granted that grace to be there with somebody. Okay? You don't be like, okay, time to die now. Your life is over. Even though you don't think your life is over. Your life is over. Just die. Bye! Because I'm about to get all of this. I'm about to get your house and whatever you leaving behind. You don't do that. You give people the respect that they deserve. I just must say, some people, even if they were raised with that being in their heads, people go off and they do what they want to do because they're living in the flesh and not in the spirit, a sanctus. So no, I don't get down with intruding in people's marriages and stuff like that. And I know some people may say, well, it's over. Who am I to tell them that it's over? Who am I to say that whatever that woman is praying for can't be done? Who am I to say that I am just, you know, this being over here trying to impede on somebody else's process? And that's something that you really have to pray about when you're doing that, okay? When you're doing that. So when me and the wife had our conversation, I was very open and accepting of any question that she had. I was very open and accepting of the pain that she had. And I was very open and accepting of asking her to, you know, forgive me, because I had no clue. It was a very humble conversation, you guys. I don't want to give out too many details, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the person, whether it be a man or a woman, when they're off, you know, stepping outside of their marriage, and that process is not complete, and they immediately jump into something else, number one, it ain't you. Number two, they're trying to really mask whatever is going on with them. You know, some people are like, well, you know, they were unhappy, or, you know, the relationship is over, or whatever it may be. I understand that. But when somebody jumps so fast, they haven't had time to deal with them or heal the relationship that needs to be healed with that other person, especially if there are children involved. Now, if there ain't no children involved, vaya con Dios. Bye-bye. I don't ever have to see you in life. But when you stepping into somebody else's life, latter into their marriage, and they already have a family set up, you have to allow them to heal that process. And if you're not that friend or that whatever you're trying to be in this person's life that's saying, hey, you know, you got to make this right, you got to do this, you do this, you do this. Kind of like when you're a wife and people are feuding with their family. You don't sit up there and talk about somebody's family with them. At the end of the day, okay, I'm going to look you dead down in y'all soul. At the end of the day, that's their family. And when the wounds are healed, they are going to remember either you being an infection and helping them stay sick, okay, in that pain, or helping them heal. So when, okay, when those wounds are healed and people start talking again, you're going to have doodle on your face. And they're going to be good over here. But that's a life lesson as well. Don't get involved in people's family business. Boom. So when the wife called, back to the conversation, girl, when me and the wife had the conversation, you know, and I'm not going to say how it happened or whatever, because that really doesn't matter. But when the conversation began, you know, she said, hello. I said, hello. And there was no anger in me. Like I said, I was very accepting of whatever she wanted to say, you know. I was very accepting of whatever she wanted to say and whatever question she had. And people can sense that. I think that's a lot of times why, I'm not going to say 99% of the time, but there's a percentage of, if you talk to a wife, and I'm only saying this because I've been on the other side. I've been the wife who's spoken to the mistress, and when I talk to the mistress, she has an attitude with me like I've done something to her in her relationship when she's doing something to me in my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know what, I didn't know, or, you know, I'm not trying to step on da-da-da-da. You know, it was nothing like that for me. So, and I thank God for giving me that experience, because it allowed me to be a very humble person, you know, when I'm put in this situation. I didn't ask to be put in this situation, but I was put in the situation, and I allowed myself to get out of the situation. So, my experience is, you don't go in with an attitude. If you're going in with an attitude and saying, well, why she want to talk to me? Well, don't even pick up the phone. Don't even do anything like that, because this woman is already hurting. You know what I mean? Already sensitive. I'm not going to walk into something with an attitude and be like, well, I must be doing something right because he's with me all the time. Girl, yeah, the mistress told me that, but that's a long story. Girl, that's a whole nother story. Like, the mistress, my situation, had no respect for me. None whatsoever. So that's why I say, for me, I had a lot of respect for this woman. And it was very eye-opening, to say the least. Again, people lie. So I never believed that this woman was crazy. And I feel like if one of the conversations that you have is always based around your ex and making the person crazy, then, sir, something's just not adding up, because she can't be 100% crazy and you are just 100% angel. Who you fooling? Girl, my camera trying to die. Okay, she's back and I charged my camera just a little bit. Where was I? Oh, yes. So talking to the wife, okay? First and foremost, I want to say this. Before speaking to her, I did not know a lot of things, okay? There's always a lot of clarity, and it's up to you to listen to it, and up to you to feel like, up to you to be like, oh, I wasn't different, or oh, I'm different. Sweetie, you're not different, okay? You're not different. And neither is the man. A lot of times women think, and I told the wife this, I was like, you did nothing wrong. You are completely amazing. It's not your fault that he is going off and doing this. This is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of him and the type of man that he has become. You know, well, the type of boy that he has become. And it has nothing to do with you. Those women are getting the same man that you got. They just don't know it yet. And my battery is trying to die again. Like, it is really on one. Basically, from the time that I had met him, he did not show me any of the things that, you know, his wife had knowledge of. Like, I had no clue. You just have no clue who you're dealing with. Met him in June, the end of June, like the very end of June, because it was around the 4th of July. But the end of June, and at that time on our first date, that's one of the first things I ask. Are you married? 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 Do you have a girlfriend? Are you single? Do they know that you're single? And the answer was, you know, no. No. And he told me that he was 8 months post-divorce. And I was like, oh, wow, you know, that's kind of strange, because you're a nice looking guy, you have your own business, you make great money, you have everything to me that a woman would want. And most guys, let's be honest, the reason why I say this is because guys don't stay single long. They just don't. Men are more needy, more emotional, more sensitive than we are. That's why they can't be by themselves, because they need somebody to pet them and stroke them and tell them that they need it and they so strong and wonderful. Always looking for a damn mama. Excuse me. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Girl, it's the truth. And as women, we are bred to be very independent, you know? So I just didn't understand why he was single for so long, which was kind of I don't want to say it was a red flag, okay? But it was definitely something that made my eyebrow, if I could like raise my eyebrow up like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like maybe do one of those like, okay. And that's when I asked him, well, are you gay? Because, you know, that's cool if you are, but this date is over. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. Maybe you just haven't found the one. And he was saying he was super busy with work, owned his own business. And I'm like, oh my gosh, me too. I'm super busy with work inside the internet. Not a porn star. Anyway, so talked to the wife, and she was like, at that time, we had just separated. Like something horrible had happened and they had just separated. And I was like, oh, clutch my pearl, say it ain't so. And she was like, yeah. And then she, you know, led me down the whole road of the relationship and what it was like, and, you know, certain things that I guess should remain private, even though it doesn't really matter because you've never seen his face. Hakeem wasn't his real name. So I really owe him no mercy. When it comes to this, I owe this guy no loyalty because he showed no loyalty to me or honesty. Like, it is what it is, bruh. But because I am a woman and I talk to this woman, I'm going to give her the respect that she deserves to not lay it all out like a piece of butter just spread on a hot biscuit. You know what I'm saying? I won't drag it as I could really drag it only on account of her. But what I can say is this guy was not who he said he was. Everything that he showed me was beautiful. It was magical. He was a complete gentleman. He was everything, you know, that you would want. And he is very good at appearing that he is everything that you would want. And the wife said that he is very good at appearing that way. That's like his MO. Which reminds me of the show that I'm watching called Dirty John on Bravo. Have y'all seen that? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally was dating a Dirty John. Like, this guy just likes to sink his claws into women, and only the smart ones don't fall for it, you know, and the ones with low self-esteem who are desperate looking for love, and, you know, just, you hear something and it's, oh my God, you know, he can sink his teeth into those and then suck them dry and then send them on their merry way, crying and broken. But for me, been there, done that, got a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? I am not desperate, and I don't enjoy heartbreak. So if I feel like this person is going to break my heart, I'm already backing away. Or if I feel like this person is not who they say they are, I'm backing away. And I felt that it was a couple of things that made me feel that he was not who he said he was. And the wife confirmed a lot of those things. And also, this guy has a very, 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 very sketchy past. Like Dirty John. If you guys watch the show, oh my gosh, I don't want to, spoiler alert. Anyway, long story short, and this is the part where I say, you know, how I was watching Jordan Cheyenne and she said a couple of things and it was like, ooh, you know, I need to look out for that. And then when the wife was telling me some things, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, certain things you just don't know. Certain things you just don't know, but they just make you go, And it all makes sense now. Because what she told me, and I don't want to share too much because, like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful to her. But what she shared with me was that this guy was extremely abusive towards her. Like, to the point where he cracked her head open. And wow. Because people like this, they don't show their colors, you know, a month in, 6 months in, maybe a year in. Sometimes it takes a while for people to show really who they are. And I just thank God that I was removed. I didn't have time to invest any feelings. I didn't have time to invest any time. You know what I mean? I didn't have time to do any of those things to get overly involved where I couldn't, you know, tear myself away. A lot of times in relationships, ladies don't go into one broken. And if you're whole, you will automatically see that you're dealing with a broken person. But if you're broken and that other person is broken, well then you can't really tell. Because both of y'all broken together trying to make a whole piece. And for me, I was not broken. Like I said, very confident, woo, whatever. So it allowed me to not be in that situation. And just kind of see it for what it was, for not really knowing what it was. Just kind of like an inkling of, this is weird. You know, like, But she was very nice. We had a good conversation. I wish her the very best, and I'll definitely be, you know, praying for her that she doesn't think that she did anything, you know, wrong in the situation. Like I said, it's just all too close to home for me. All too close to home for me. All too familiar. And the worst thing that you can do as like a wife is talk to, you know, the other woman, so to speak. And this woman is already so in love and she doesn't know how to break away. You know what I mean? Already so invested that she doesn't care about your feelings or anything like that. And like I said, I don't want to share too much about the conversation. I just want to say that don't mess with anybody in a marriage. It's just not good, and you don't know why you're being protected from that. Because guess what if I would have been like, ooh, I don't care if this guy is married, I don't care, like, I like him and I'm gonna move forward and we're gonna do this and we're gonna have a better life, and boom, 2 years down the road he decides to crack my head in because he's got anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? Like, you don't want that to be you. Like, don't let that be you. Only you can prevent forest fire, Smokey. So, it's just unfortunate. And like I say, like, I don't feel any types of way about it at this moment. You know what I mean? Like, her or trying to figure out why. As you learn lessons in life, there is no why. It's the action. It's, okay, this person was a liar and that happened, and then you move on. So that's what I'm doing. That's why y'all don't see me like being sad or whatever. Like, I could give two licks about this person. I could give two licks about, you know, what he's doing at the moment, because he doesn't matter. He's not a part of my life. And I think that's the great thing about learning how to date, learning how to, you know, just know what you want, know what to expect, know what to accept. Do not get attached. Don't wear your heart on your sleeves, ladies. You know, close your legs to marry men, you trash box, as Nene Leakes would say. Don't be desperate, okay? Don't be desperate. And if it comes out that, you know, you find out something that you didn't know, do not accept something because you feel like this is as good as it gets. Or, you know, people come with flaws. People do come with flaws. Yes, they do. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I got stretch marks and booty dimples. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Those type of flaws. And those aren't even really flaws. But when somebody has like a core, fundamental dysfunctionality, I should say, you are better than that. You are so much more than that. And if you choose to accept that, then you have to deal with everything else that comes along with it. There will be nobody else to blame. You know, it's just going to be something that comes along with the territory. And that's what I told her. I was like, well, you know, I've been on that side, you know, and I know it comes with a lot if I, you know, would have chosen to just ignore it. That comes a lot because I would have to deal with you and all these things. And girl, it's a lot. And what shall I say? What shall I say? It was weird to be on the other side of the coin. And also very like mind-opening, not mind-opening, what's the word? Very enlightening that we all have a choice. You all have a choice, you know, in that situation. Everything that you do is a choice, and it affects the future in your life. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. Like, let me not sugarcoat it. You got a choice if you want to be a side chick or not. It's a choice. I don't care if you've already fallen in love or whatever. You know, it's okay if you want to, well, it's not okay if you want to be with him, because only, and I'm not judging it, but it's only on account of the karma that comes along with it. Or the what if, you know. And there is no amount of love that will come with that much damage. Okay? There is no amount of love that will come with that much of a sacrifice to your morals. You know what I'm saying? There is no amount of love that will ask you to really wear that A for the rest of your life, adulterer, all that stuff for the rest of your life, or, you know, some type of accusatory thing. There's no amount of love that is going to do that, you know? So we all have a choice to make, and I don't want to block my blessings and, you know, whatever else, and not just talking about, ooh, the next man, just blessings in life, you know, and not thinking that this is it. So anyway, the conversation with the wife was nothing what I expected. It's very humble. She was nice, and I walked away feeling like an adult, really, like for real, like an adult. Like walked away feeling like an adult, walked away from that feeling like, okay, that door is closed now. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Lesson learned. Hopefully this made sense, you know. I'm sorry if you came here and you thought that I was gonna like drag it out and give you every bit in detail of a conversation. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. Not trying to be messy, but just more of a teachable moment, if that makes sense. And my camera is trying to die right now, like for real. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like nothing to see here. Well, you know, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. Let me know how it went for you. Let me know down in the comment section how that went for you. If you've ever been in this situation and you were like, oh my God, thank God I did talk to her. Because sometimes we don't want to talk to the other woman and we don't listen, and we're like, oh, I'm different. Well, we're not really different. We're all the same, like I said before. So just let me know if you've ever been in that situation and how that worked out for you. A no judgment zone in the comment section. I am not going to judge you whatsoever, darling. Moral of the story is rejection is God's protection. You don't know why you are being covered and removed, or why that person just may not be for you, because they may drain your whole life. So I'm patient. My main focus is on myself, my kids, my life, and not dating anybody. I mean, dating will only make you want to date God, because I'm telling you, the things that she told me about this guy was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, okay? And the only reason why I'm not going to share it, honestly, is because, number one, I have kids, right? And because of the things that I did not know about this person is not a reflection of me and me being a mother, okay? Or how responsible or irresponsible that I may be as a mother. I'm very responsible as a mother. I don't let people into my life as a mother. Y'all already know I'm largely an introvert, and he only met my kids once in a very, very public environment. And that's just, I feel, a part of the dating process that you do, because I'm not going to date you for a year and then you meet my kids and my kids say, ooh, I don't like him. Well, then I've just wasted a year. If I'm interested and we're taking this up to another level, you need to meet my kids at least once so that I know that I'm not wasting my time with somebody that can't even be included in my family. So I'll say that much. But I don't want to share too much about this guy or the conversation that me and the wife had, because again, I had no clue. There's no way that I could have a clue, and I don't want anybody on the internet, down in the comment section, past relationships or whatever, coming for me talking about, oh, you're irresponsible. I'm very responsible. That's how I know how to walk away from somebody who's married and make the right decisions for my family, for myself, for my life. But anyway, I guess, you know, with that being said, I feel very responsible and like I made a good decision. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm just putting my kids first. I'm putting me first. Just because I'm of a particular age, that does not make me a woman. I could be a little girl trapped in a woman's body. I am an adult at the end of the day, and I know how to make the very, very tough decisions. I think that's what being an adult is, when you make tough decisions, not based on what you necessarily want, but what needs to be done. It's just a lot. Like, I wish I could say more. I wish I could share more, you know, about the situation. But at the end of the day, I don't think, even though you guys don't even know them, and again, I don't owe these people any loyalty. I definitely don't owe him any loyalty again. But I just feel like I don't think it does me any good to share in detail, like, you know, what this man did to her, or the type of person that he really is, and his demons that he's dealing with. The only thing that I can say for me, and the lesson in it, is be confident when God says no. Okay? Be confident in the spirit and not in the flesh. So you really have to be confident in that, especially if you are a woman who has been, even if, and you know, I don't even want to say if you've been married before, because sometimes we can be desperate because we have not been married and we think, oh, well, this is okay. Trust me, there's a reason why you must be confident in what God allows and what he doesn't allow. And I am confident and not hurt by any means that God has something just like so much greater and better for me, that it doesn't bother me to share that this guy was a complete dud, and I talked to his wife and it was not what I expected. It was pleasant. It was humbling. It was me being on the other side. Girl, oh my gosh, I was a side chick. Oh my God, how exciting. Girl, oh my God. No, in no way, shape, or form was I knowingly the side chick. You know what I'm saying? Even if you know, you say, oh, well, he's separated, you still the side chick. Okay? You're still the other woman at the end of the day, you know? So, and it's either up to you to be confident in what God is not allowing, or being confident in the flesh. And I'm choosing to let the Lord do things in my life instead of the latter. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a comment down below. Leave me a comment down below if you've ever been in a situation before. What did you do? Did you break it off? Did you stay with the guy? If you stayed with the guy, did you marry the guy? Like, what happened? We want to know. And we're not going to judge you, girl. We're just going to let you just have your moment down there, because you just never know the different stories that women or men have, you know what I mean, and the different testimonies that there may be, I can't talk, and the many different testimonies that are out there. So let your light shine. And I will see y'all later, y'all. Literally, I had to take a break. I ate some lunch. I need to go drink some water, girl. All of that. I had to readjust my wig just to have this conversation with you guys. I need to go drink some soup, actually. I need to go take something for this congestion and this cold. I've been largely under the weather, but I am trying to get through it, you know. So I will talk to you guys later. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, honey. And that's it. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Bye.